everybody. The One and Done Conference Preview Series rolls on, and tonight it's the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference, more lovingly known as the MEAC. El Capitan himself, Mike Holland, joins me right now to discuss whether or not anyone can jump on up and knock Norfolk State and South Carolina State down a peg or two. Let's get to it. Recording live from somewhere, this is One and Done.
Get out the insurance cards, get out the copays. The office is open, my friends. Brought to you by drroto.com.
It's time once again for everybody to come aboard that One and Done train. Welcome to One and Done. Bienvenidos a todos a One and Done, your fast break of college basketball información. And we're powered by the galaxy's greatest website, drroto.com. I'm your sometimes humble host. My name is Jay Heinrich, and if you don't know, you're about to know. I'm the conductor of the aforementioned One and Done train. Follow me on X at Dr. William Cannon. Follow the show page at One and Done CVB. You see it scrolling across the bottom of your viewing device right there. However, it's also time you follow this man. At MC Holland 34 over there. Around here, he's known as El Capitan himself, the captain of the One and Done ship, the OG Money Mike, Mr. Mike Holland. Mike, what'd it do?
What it do? Back-to-back nights, back-to-back jacks, and man, it's the MEAC, the MEAC tonight, and we already got comments flowing. That's how great the One and Done universe is. We got Mason in here, back-to-back previews. It's not a dream. We're here. We're ready. You know, we're doing 3 previews per week leading up to the season. So, hey man, we just been cooking. This one probably be one of the shorter ones, but get you the information that you need, and then. I mean, look at this guy, man, sitting 10 rows behind home plate in a triple-A game.
What a guy.
Like, what a degenerate. And he's still here for the show. Like,
that's our guy, man.
Cam, man. What a guy. Appreciate it, Cam.
We gave him some crap for tuning in late to some of those shows. And our guy Cam has just made a point to be like the first one after we go live. Cam has his notification bells on, and you should too. Hit those like and subscribe buttons. Turn on those bells so you don't miss anything. We are covering every single conference across the land. I think this is number 8 or 9. We're rolling along, man. We are rolling through these mid-majors on our way to those power conferences and, of course, tip-off. So make sure you push all those buttons and follow us wherever you can. Hop in the live chat. Let us know you're hanging out with us. But let's get to the MEAC overview here, Mike. Last year, ranked 29th out of 31 conferences in KenPom's strength of conference metrics. That's not good. Okay. However, there was some good competitive ball played at the top of this conference. Norfolk State and South Carolina State shared the regular season title at 11-3. And then those two inevitably would link up again in an epic MEAC tournament final where the Spartans captured the title and that automatic bid to the dance by 1 point. Mike, it felt top heavy last year. It feels kind of top heavy again this year. What are your initial thoughts on the MEAC before we break down into our tiers?
Yeah, so we love to kind of look at how the style of play in the conference. And the first thing that sticks out when you look at this conference is if you can take care of the ball in this conference, you are going to set yourself up for gold, because the last 7 years, Jay, this conference during conference play has been 31st or worse in turnovers. So just take care of the ball, right? Extra possessions, put the ball in the basket. Don't give it to the other team. That's a recipe for success. So teams that take care of the ball in this league, I mean, 7 years straight, that's a trend. So take care of the ball in here and you'll be just fine. It's an up-tempo league. It was number 1 in tempo last season. Half the league is in the top 100 in adjusted tempo. And then, they've had some realignment, some teams that headed out. Norfolk's really taken over as the perennial power since the exits of Hampton, North Carolina A&T over the last 5 to 10 years. So, it's really kind of been their show, and they've been the representative more times than not over the last 5 years. So it's kind of been the Norfolk State show.
Yeah, it has, and we'll talk a little bit if we feel like anyone can sort of push them off the top of the hill, the king in the castle. We'll see if it can happen For sure. Darren's getting his resolutions out of the way real fast, reminding us he's not playing Jaden Epps in the MC Highland 34 Invitational on DraftKings this upcoming season. But Cam is, of course, going to go opposite, play oppo of Darren here.
What's happening.
And basically, as much as Darren is saying he's not going to play him, I mean, it's almost guaranteed that he's going to, go like 5.5, 6X on night one. But we'll see. Good stuff from everybody. Hop in there with Cam and Darren in the live chat. Make sure you follow our guy at The Real Napier as well, the Hall of Famer himself, CC Hustle, pushing the buttons tonight. And then follow at Fantasy Nav in those Twitter streets. The best follow this side of the Mississippi. And that's Eric the Blue getting the studio and the graphics ready for you as well. All right.
Darren did his homework, Jay. He said he was going to do his homework last night, and he at least caught a couple of the mascots here. So he's pumped up, man.
Love it. We're pumped up too. It's MEAC night. We're just pumped up to talk college hoops, and we're glad you're here hanging out with us to do the same. So make sure you push all those buttons. Let's hop into the low, mid, and high tiers now, Mike. It is time. It's time. Oh, I don't want to get like a copyright infringement there because that'll probably get popped. So let's not do that. But let's hop into the low tier here, the foundation of the league. It says low on the screen. It fits well in the box. And to be honest, the teams we're going to talk about down here definitely fit the bill. And we're going to start with Coppin State. The Eagles, it's been tough sledding for Coach Larry Stewart in his first couple of years. 8 total wins overall, only 5 in conference play. You talked about turning the ball over and not getting the most out of your possessions. Well, the biggest problem for Coppin State has been the effectiveness of the offense. The last 2 years, they finished 363rd and 361st in offensive efficiency.
Ouch.
And you look at their roster, and I did check it again before we went live here on August 14th.
Right.
3 players on their official roster.
They're playing 3-on-3 this year.
3. I mean, hey, Big 3 is a thing. Ice Cube it's a thing. Although I feel like these guys would not fare very well in the Big 3. Kylie Horton and Cameron Sparrow are the only familiar faces coming back. Horton led the team in blocks last season, albeit with only 12. He led the team in blocks, and he had a dozen. So, yeah. That might tell a sign there. He also only shot 34% from the floor, 26% from deep, and he shot 146 threes and shot 26%. Do you understand where the lack of efficiency is coming from now, ladies and gents? He's going to need to definitely improve that. But what you do get with Horton is that athleticism that jumps off the screen. Sparrow got his average a steal a game, at least played in every game for them. I'm giving Coppin State some shine right now, wanting to talk about their 2 players that I know anything about on their roster, because that's about as good as it's going to get for this team this year. When you only have 3 guys on August 14th on your roster, it's hard to envision them taking any steps forward. And that's enough negativity for me. I'm going to pass the Maryland Eastern Shorehawks on to you here. I've been trying to be more positive overall in life, Mike. So I'm out of the negativity at least for now. You tell me what the Shorehawks are up to, because year 1 under Coach Cleo Hill was pretty rough, man.
Yeah, 2 conference wins in a conference that was 29th out of 31 conferences on KenPom. Strength of conference, not great, and it's a full reset, man. We got a returning forward, Christopher Flippin, 10 points, 5.5 boards, but like Coppin State, this offense was pretty dreadful. And getting some outside shooters is definitely a priority this offseason. So hoping that D2 transfers Justin Mondin, Dorian Staples, they can help stretch the floor here. They'll need it because this defense is probably going to be one of the worst again in the country. So a lot to, they got a lot to work on this offseason. So we'll see if they can improve. And even if they double that win total, that's still only 4 wins. So a lot of work to do for Coach Hill there. And then you got North Carolina Central, the Eagles. Longtime head coach Lavelle Moten. He's not really used to sub 500 conference records, so a little bit of a surprise that we have him down here. In fact, outside the COVID year, this was the first losing season since they began MEAC play in 2012. So they just couldn't get any stops, which is once again going to be an issue. And the hope is that West Georgia transfer guard Kyrick Davis can fill it up a little bit for them. They also have returning guard Deontay Johnson. But this is just going to be tough. These 3 teams down here are candidates to finish in the bottom 10 in the country in defensive efficiency. I have a hard time seeing them get to 7 to 8 wins, so we're going to keep them down here in the low tier.
Makes a lot of sense. And our guy Nate reminding us the Birds flying low in this conference.
Ooh.
The Eagles, the Shore Hawks, Mid-Eastern Shore. Are they the Shore Hawks or just the Mid-Eastern Shore?
Mid-Eastern Shore,
Hawks.
Yeah. Hawks,
Okay,
yeah.
so they're just the Hawks, right? Okay, yeah. Well, either way, they're not flying very high this year.
It doesn't
or
matter if
last
they're
year
on
for
the
that
shore or not.
matter. So it doesn't really matter where they fly, to be quite honest.
Ducks fly together.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's it's a different movie, and I think this team might not get as good of results as they did. So our guy Mason hopping back in. Coppin State's about to be going into classrooms to get players. Basically, have you ever held a basketball before? Good.
Come on.
Come on. That's great. Come play for us. It's like every athlete's dream. Just be sitting around one day and be like, "Who's played basketball? I have. You're on the team. Okay, let's play, guys. Why not? It might happen that way.
Yes,
for sure. I do still have eligibility. However, I have 0 knees left. So, take that for what it's worth. Hit those like and subscribe buttons. Keep it going tonight. Join 1,557 of your closest friends and hoop heads and ball knowers in the chat like we always have here. Mason, Darren, Cam, Nape, everybody hanging out with us tonight. You hop in there too with us. And if you're watching later on, if you're not watching live, if you're watching later, hop in the comments and let us know. First of all, you're obviously a sicko like we are, talking MEAC in August. But why not? Push that button. We talk college basketball year round. We'd love to have you for sure. Let's get to the old mid tier now, Mike. And it starts for me with Morgan State, the Bears, 7-7 in conference last year. You remember the guy, Chris Davis, the baseball player for the A's for a while that hit 247 for 4 years straight? Like unbelievably consistent, right? So Kevin Brodus is that guy in terms of coaching in this conference. 7 conference wins for the 5th straight year. 44-39 in the MEAC since Brodus took over in 2020. So you love the floor, obviously, right? But can they get over the hump? Point guard Rob Lawson will be the big factor in trying to, see if they can achieve that ceiling. But again, same story, different tier. This team's going to have to improve defensively. And for now, it's wait and see. But it wouldn't be a shock to me if this Morgan State team ended up a little bit closer to the top than some of these other teams in the mid tier.
Yeah, we also have up here Delaware State and Howard. So the Hornets here, man. Sam Waterman took over the program. It was in the dumps back in 2022, and tough. I mean, he didn't win a single conference game that first year, and then he won 4 in year 2, 6 in year 3, and then 8 last year. So they play at the fastest tempo in the league, but going to be a bunch of new faces on the roster. So they're a hard team to project because you don't have enough. Last we checked, I think I checked it earlier as well. We don't have an official roster for Delaware State either. So Ponce James is expected to return and lead this team. So we're not going to jump ship on Coach Waterman yet, although it seems like the margins until we get some type of official roster here to kind of stay here in the middle. The Howard Bison, back-to-back NCAA tournament appearances for Coach Kenny Blakeney's team, but they failed to live up to expectations last year. So they took a big loss in the portal. Blake Harper, really good guard, is headed out. He's going to play for Creighton this year, averaging only 20 points per game. But it looks like the 24-25 MEAC preseason player of the year guard Bryce Harris withdrew, and he's going to return to school because he is listed on the 25-26 roster on their website. Harris only played 7 games last year due to injury, but definitely raises the floor of this program. I kind of like they're getting this Lehigh guard here, Cam Gillis. He averaged nearly double figures, and then Penn State transfer guard Eddie Holland, and not just because he has my last name, but I've seen him play a few times for Penn. He's a talented player, especially coming into this conference. So the front court's still a bit of a question mark, but Howard's ceiling is definitely limited, Jay. And then, man, we got the old the live chat kind of rolling here. So Darren's asking if Rick Mahorn did play in the MEAC. He Hampton before they bounced out of here. And then we have a new commenter in here, and a guy that I think knows some ball here, man. Matt Schwade. Hopefully we're saying that right. Apologize if we didn't pronounce that right. I don't know where you're getting 6 players from because I only have the team's active roster with 3 on it. So, hey, let us know where we can find that information. We would absolutely love it. And then Matt chiming in saying Alfred Worrell's Morgan State's best player. So definitely a ball knower, man. We just get plenty of these guys jumping in, guys or gals jumping in here, knowing what they're talking about.
Always good to see that. Always good to see the live chat on fire. Rolling. Darren leading us into the Delaware State talk. Waterman's team's usually peaking in their 5th year of coaching. I think this is the trend that Darren, because last year he said 5th. He said 4th because he was saying 4th. This year he's saying 5th. Darren might be onto us a little bit here, leading us astray, but we shall see if Waterman can get it done. Any thoughts on these teams? Any more thoughts here? I mean, Morgan State, again, it's going to be really good. Anything on Delaware State and Howard before we move on to the high tier, Mike?
No, man. I mean, I do like the call out here. Obviously, Southern Miss transfer Alfred Worrell. He's a nice player. These guys coming down from even places like Southern Miss, right? Like this is a conference where if you can just get talent from conferences that were in the, the high teens and the low 20s, right? Overall, it's going to make a significant impact.
Well, let me ask you this on the other end of that, because you got guys coming up from the JUCO level to the MEAC. The likelihood of someone coming up from the JUCO ranks and being able to contribute immediately in the MEAC is probably a lot more likely than if they're transferring into the SEC. Usually, right? The pace of the game, the athleticism, the step up in every single one of those categories. It's hard for that to immediately translate right away.
Yeah.
These JUCO players that are coming in though to the MEAC, like these are guys that can also show our D2 transfers. We talked about the guys from Maryland Eastern Shore. Like those are guys that if given an opportunity can, maybe show what they can do at this level, because it's not like, again, who's playing defense in this conference? If you can score the basketball and contribute, you can drastically change the way that your team is headed.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Matt still hopping in there.
Yeah, saying Torvik has 6 guys. So we love Torvik. I mean, we're like a Torvik shop along with Ken Palm and Hoops Explorer and all those guys. But I mean, I've had to DM Bart Torvik that he's got guys that are still on the roster that are not on the roster, and he's a nice guy, dude. He'll DM back and say like, we'll get it fixed. So we appreciate that. We use Torvik too. I just, it's not 100%, I promise you, because I've gone through every single team and do add-ons and subtractions, and we've talked about that on the show when you add a player and they jump up 40 spots because he's now officially on the roster. So yeah, Matt, we love it, man. Just keep the commentary going. Seems like he knows some ball, especially in this conference. We'd love to. We'd love for you to keep on chiming in, man. Appreciate that.
Absolutely. Keep it rolling, Matt. Keep it rolling, Darren, Cam, the whole gang. Hop in there. Mason, getting back in there tonight as well during the live broadcast. Push those like and subscribe buttons. Hop in the live chat with the crew. The liveliest live chat in all of college hoops. And, of course, full of ball knowers, as they have shown you already. All right. We've done the foundation tier, the low tier. I won't say the low. It's the low tier. Mid. And now up to the high, so high. Please don't blow my high. Up there in the high tier. And again, it's sort of hard to envision anybody but these two teams sitting atop the hill and just, having a slugfest for it in the long run. South Carolina State and Norfolk State. I'll take the Bulldogs of South Carolina State first. My coach, Eric Martin, wasted no time getting this program into the upper echelon of the MEAC. It was just 3 years ago when he took this job, and they won only 2 conference games. They followed that up with 9, and then they added those 2 together in the 3rd year and got 11 last year. Thanks to that up-tempo style, defensive tenacity that this team brings, the style of play that Coach Eric Martin demands from his players. Downside here. Top 5 leading scorers are gone. Okay. However, they returned nearly half the roster from a team where that they were 5th in bench minutes used last year. So that experience right there alone, it allows me to feel comfortable keeping them in this high tier and thinking that everything's going to keep going. Jaden Johnson in that backcourt set for a big year. Colin McKenzie also joining him in that backcourt. Christopher Parker transferring in, the big man, 21, 10, and 3. Here's a
21
JUCO
and
guy.
10.
I was just talking about these JUCO guys, right, coming into this conference. 21, 10, and 3 in the JUCO ranks. Like the upside there. Best defense in the league. Nobody plays defense in this league.
Yeah.
Hardly anybody plays defense in this league. I'll say that. Okay. But the Bulldogs have the best defense in the league by far. And again, the floor of 10 plus conference wins here, like that just solidifies that high tier for me. What about the Spartans, man? Another solid team in the MEAC.
There's some solid coaches in this league. Nobody touches Robert Jones, though, and the success that he's had from the jump, which started back in 2014. They're ridiculous 135 and 45 in MEAC play during the Robert Jones era. The only knock is that you've won 135 conference games, but you've only been to the tournament. For 135 wins, like you'd be making the tournament a little more often than they have, man. So added their third last year, but portal and eligibility definitely hit hard. But the portal is bringing in a bunch of talent. When you've been successful, you're able to recruit. Let people know that you're at a winning program, right? Like people want to play for that. So right forward coming in from Texas A&M Commerce. It's a decent player, Elijah Jameson from UNC Wilmington. So Matt knows. And then Keontae Lewis coming from Wagner. He's a nice forward for them. So they're going to be solid on both ends of the floor in this league. I just like, we talk about it too, like when you start to kind of get to the higher floor with some ceiling, right? Like, they're that team in this conference over the last, 7 to 8 years. And I just think that that's going to continue, and they're able to get some talent in. And Matt, man, I think it's the first time we see Matt Riley jumping in here too, talking about Ahmad Torrance being a freshman to watch for Norfolk State. And Matt, man, we love it, dude. Like we love all the comments popping in here, man. But yeah, Jay, I definitely think this is going to come down to Norfolk and South Carolina State. It's just these teams have too much talent for the rest of the league.
No doubt about it. I am agreeing with you there. South Carolina State Bulldogs and the Norfolk State Spartans sitting atop our tiers and atop the MEAC, up there in the high tier. In the old mid tier, Morgan State, Delaware State, and Howard. And down there in the low tier, North Carolina Central, Maryland Eastern Shore, and Coppin State.
Johnny K.
Would Morgan State win with Nikola Jokic? Could they win?
I think their efficiency levels would probably go way up. And I don't know, though. Yeah, probably. That's a good. We should pull that.
Johnny K is letting us know that he also has eligibility.
You and Johnny K
join Coppin State.
Going to be the starting backcourt at Coppin State.
You will get run immediately. It'll be fine, but you go do it. Just do it, man. And then we could interview you after the game. Like we could interview you. We could have like exclusive rights. Johnny K and Jay and Mike. We can you
I'm not playing, man. Like I'm not playing. I give you like 2 minutes, and that's not even a spurt. Like that's just two. I'll give you 2 minutes, and then I'm done for the game. Like just pick it up. I'm out of here.
That's all right. I can just stand out on the wing and catch and shoot threes. That's what I'll do. Top of the key is my best spot, though. Remember that, coaches. Okay, when you're popping on that tape. Okay, good stuff. Mike, the MEAC has come and gone.
The MEAC has come and gone.
We did it. Matt showing up and hanging out with us live, which he says he doesn't get to do very often. We always appreciate seeing everybody in the live chat, and we appreciate the love from you, Matt. Definitely appreciate everybody in the One and Done universe hopping in. It looks like we are up to 1,559 subs as we speak. A couple people have pushed that button. Loving to see that. Yeah, push that button one more time. Get up to 1,560. It'd be great to do that before. What we got coming up here, Mike? We did 3 previews this week. We did back-to-back nights here.
Yeah, I think we're
going. We got. We might take a couple of days off here, but you got what?
Going NEC, the old NEC. I think we're gonna have the OVC. The OVC is definitely contact for it. No, OVO. That's the Iceman album in October. But OVC. And then Patriot. Why not the Patriot? We'll drop those 3 next week, man. We'll do those 3 conferences. NEC, OVC, Patriot.
Love it, man. Love it. And who doesn't want
Yeah,
to be around for that talk in August? We sure do, and we hope that you do too. So push all those buttons and turn on your notification bells. You got to follow at Fantasy Nav for the best fantasy info, on Twitter. Eric the Blue at the Real Napier. CC also pushing the buttons tonight, doing his thing. We appreciate Nate. My guy right next to me here, my partner in crime, at MC Holland 34, the OG Money Mike, Mr. Mike Holland, El Capitan around here, the captain of the one and done ship. He does the ship out of the train, if you remembered earlier, but that's neither here nor there. Bringing you 3 shows next week. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. The live chat was on fire as always. We appreciate everybody for hanging out with us. Isaac,
for the next week's shows.
Patriot League, you say that's right. It's coming. It's coming, Isaac. We have not scheduled the first MC Holland 34 invitation today, but that's only because it's not available. As soon as it is, we will. We'll see you on DraftKings. We'll see you here on YouTube. We'll see you over on Twitter. And we'll see you down the road. My name is JAYHG.
Thanks for stopping by the office. Get your fantasy prescription by subscribing to the channel and checking out drroto.com. And until the next visit, be well and take care.